Baby, if there is one video you watch all the way to the end, let it be this one, because this is going to change everything for you. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining me for another video. This is Quita from At Home with Quita, and here I share tips on how to plan a balanced life. So if you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Baby, I low-key cracked the code to discipline in one day using something I call the breadcrumb method. And sis, when I tell you that this flipped the switch for me, I mean it, okay? So I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I did it step by step. First off, let's be real. You're never going to force yourself to do something you truly don't want to do. Like if I don't want to be doing this video right now, if I don't want to study, if I don't want to run or work out or fold that pile of laundry that's been staring me down all week, if I'm fighting myself every step of the way, it's not going to stick. So that's why I don't buy into the old school definition of discipline being doing what you don't want to do. To me, discipline is learning how to trick my brain into wanting to do it. Period. Okay, so here's how the breadcrumb method works. And when I tell you, you're never going to do things the same way, it's a whole vibe. Okay, so grab your notebook. So this is just my simple little notebook here. All you're going to need is just a piece of paper. Okay, so here's how the breadcrumb method works. You're going to need a notebook. So just grab a simple notebook. I grabbed this one. This is my learning notebook because you're going to want to write this down. Hello, paper and pen. So you're going to draw little boxes, and each box is going to represent just 5 minutes of work. Not an hour, not 30 minutes, just 5. Okay. And that's something even my distracted, scrolling too much brain can handle. All right. So this is how it works, y'all. You're going to pick your task. So this can be anything. This can be writing, editing, answering emails, cleaning the kitchen. It does not matter. The key is that it's something you've been putting off and you actually need to do. So you're going to title it if you so choose. So let's say I want to focus on work. I'm going to do this in sections. So we'll do work, then we'll do home, and then we'll do personal. So you're going to draw a box just like this. Okay, and then you're going to write whatever that task is. And again, it should be 5 minutes or less. Now, if you want, you can do a 10-minute, but I feel like 5 minutes is just the easiest and it works the best for me. And it's the most realistic, and it's going to really help you to get the most done. And again, this is all about tricking your mind. So you'd write whatever that 5-minute task is. Okay, and then you complete the task and then you check it off. Okay, so you're going to do this by, again, writing the task there, and then you're going to set your timer and you're going to get to work. Okay, you sit down and you hit start on the timer, and then you do the 5-minute task. That's it. Okay, so when the timer dings, then you're going to tick the little box off in your notebook like that. Okay, then you're going to do the next 5-minute task. Okay, you're going to do the work. Stop doing everything that you're doing to focus on that task. And then boom, you're going to tick off the task. And let me tell you, the satisfaction of checking off that tiny square, whew, it hits different. Okay, I'm telling you. And then next task, 5 minutes, complete the task, boom. Okay, so some 5-minute tasks that you could do for home, maybe wipe the counters down in the kitchen. Okay, and the key here is that you're in that area. So you don't want to go from your office task to your home task. Then you're gonna be all over the place. I mean, you could technically do that, but the best thing to do is stay in that zone. So let's say wipe the counters. Okay, then you're gonna get your little rag out, put your little spray on there, wipe the counters down, and then boom, take off the box. Okay, also unload the dishwasher. That's in that same area, and that's a 5-minute task. Make your little box, tick it off. Okay, you see how that works? So you don't need some fancy planner to be able to do this and to be able to get things done at the end of the day. Just a little notebook, and doing the breadcrumb method is very effective. Okay, let's say take the trash out. And y'all, this video is going to be super short to get to the point of it. And I feel like this method doesn't require a lot of talking. Now I do tend to talk a lot, but I'm purposefully trying to keep this video short and sweet, under 10 minutes, so that you can kind of get the point of it. And it doesn't need to draw out long for you to be able to see how effective this method is, okay? And let's say you want to wipe the sink down. Okay, then you're going to make your box once again, complete that task, and then check it off. Remember, these are 5-minute tasks, short, sweet, and to the point. You can see how doing all those things, seeing the check marks here, could really make you say, hey, I'm winning at life, okay? I'm getting stuff done, and you're gonna feel super duper accomplished, okay? So here's the fun part. Your brain is going to get that little hit of dopamine. Yes, it is, okay? And you're gonna be like, I did something. It's the same feeling of going to the grocery store, finding that item and crossing it off the list, okay? That little rush makes you want more. So what do? You go for another box and then another box. So before you even notice, you've stacked up 30 to 40, maybe even 60 minutes of work without the mental drag of telling yourself you have to grind for an entire hour straight. Get somebody else to do it, okay? So this is such a game-changing method. And so let's say you want to do the same for your work task. So that's why I like splitting it up like this, is because you can focus on this zone while you're there, and then you can move on to your work zone. And so some 5-minute tasks for work may be replying to that email you've been putting off. Okay, we all do it. Just get it done. It's only 5 minutes of your time. And once you get it done, you're going to check it off and you're going to feel so good. Let's say you need to declutter something in your office. Just choose one workspace and declutter one space. Just something simple that's going to take a quick, short amount of time, and it's going to make you feel super accomplished. Also, maybe brain dumping your to-do list. Take 5 minutes to do that. Okay, and then boom, check it off. Look at how things are starting to add up for me, and I love that for me, okay? And then let's say for personal, you want to take a 5-minute walk around your house, inside your house or around the block, okay? It takes literally 5 minutes, sis. Get it done and check it off, okay? Maybe you want to read, but reading takes too much time and you feel like you don't have the time for it. Read one page, okay? Literally one page. And a lot of times one page turns into multiple pages, but start there, all right? Maybe also filling up your water bottle. Because if you're anything like my husband, he always feels like he doesn't have the time or he doesn't drink enough water. He makes all these excuses for that. But it literally takes 5 minutes to fill up your water bottle and drink it. Okay? Just to give you an idea of some 5-minute tasks by category. And drink. Okay? So you could see, can you see how doing this method will kind of trick your brain into thinking, hey, sis, I'm doing a lot and I love that for me. And it makes you want to keep going, okay? Because step 5 is you're going to repeat and scale up. So once you get used to it, you're going to start making the boxes 10 minutes instead of 5 minutes. Same process, same feeling, just a little more momentum. The trick is to the breadcrumb method is that you're not throwing yourself a whole steak dinner at once. You're just giving yourself tiny snacks that keep you moving forward. So here's why this works so well. Again, your brain craves those quick wins. Small progress feels good and it's going to motivate you to keep going. You also stop seeing the task as this giant, overwhelming mountain. It's just a bunch of pebbles, one after the other. So that dopamine on demand, every time you tick off a small step, your brain is going to give you that yes, queen, you did that feeling. Okay. That little hit makes you want to keep going over and over again. It also removes that resistance. Saying I'll work 5 minutes feels way less scary than I have to focus on 2 hours. Once you start, you almost always do more. Okay. So that's how that works. It also is going to help you to build trust in yourself because every crumb you knock out is proof that you show up. Okay. That's proof that stacks up and suddenly your confidence grows and grows. All right. So instead of telling yourself, I have to sit here and study for an hour, you're saying, I just got to knock out this one box. Just one box, okay? Easy. And before you know it, the box adds up and you're way past what you thought you could do. That's the breadcrumb method. And I love that method, right? Super simple, super doable. And honestly, it's very much giving addictive, okay? In the best way. Because discipline isn't about beating yourself up or forcing it. It's about setting the game up so that you want to play, okay? The breadcrumb method is super duper sneaky because it's all about lowering the bar. You're not hyping yourself up to do all the things. You're literally saying, I'll just do one breadcrumb. But 9 times out of 10, again, once you get yourself in motion, you're going to keep going. It's like telling yourself, I'll just try on the workout shoes. Next thing you know, you're halfway through a run, period. Okay? Or saying, I'll just rinse one dish. And then suddenly the kitchen is sparkling clean. Okay, and here's the best part. Even if you only do the crumb, you still win. A win is a win. And you built momentum, and you created proof, and you're teaching your brain that progress doesn't have to feel like punishment, period. Okay, so that's the breadcrumb method in a nutshell. Again, you could see how looking at this list here at the end of the day, you're like, man, I got so much accomplished today, and you're gonna feel so good. So try this method. Again, you just need a simple notebook, a pen, and your tasks. So get to work, babes. Get to work, okay? You have no excuse as to why you can't be great. I know you're great. I feel that you are just one system away from being your best you. And I love that for you, okay? So that's it for this video, guys. Short, sweet, and to the point. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that this is something you see yourself using sometime in the future, which means a win is a win. I want you to win, and you'll give me a thumbs up on this video because you enjoyed it and because you feel like it is super helpful for you, okay? I hope that if you're new here, you'll consider subscribing to my channel, join the family, and as always, I would love it if you came back to catch another video, in which case I'll see you then.